Therefore, brethren, instead of bride price, show a thankful heart to your in-law. By right nobody should pay or receive the bride price. It is the worst crime we have ever committed before God. There are two sins God will never forgive men. 1. You must never receive bride price when your daughter is to be married. But commitments before God are great. When you collect the bride price of your daughter, it means you are selling God. If you watch what the horses are doing, they are not committed to these types of things. They do not sell land and they do not sell human beings. But you who call yourselves educated people, hence you feel you are better than the horses, have you seen what you have done? Instead of bride price, show a thankful heart. When Sarah died, Abraham sent a messenger to go to the land of Israel, to bring a wife unto his son Isaac. Before he left, he was given so many things as presents, gold, chariots, money, and many other things. This errand boy on his way prayed, God should reveal whosoever will be the wife of Isaac to him. That the very first girl he would meet, and ask her to give him water for his cattle. Any girl who would respond will definitely be the one. Immediately after the prayers, he stood up. As he was approaching a well, he saw Rebekah and asked Rebekah to give him water for the cattle. She agreed and handed the bucket freely to the errand boy, and even fetched him more water. The messenger became then convinced she was the wife of Isaac, and so gave her the ring. That was the origin of the engagement ring. You go to a goldsmith to prepare something for you and you wear it on your finger. The engagement ring is one of the things the world takes pride in, putting on an engagement ring to go to church for weddings. Take note, he had prayed for God to reveal the wife to him. It was then Rebekah was revealed to him. What about you? Have you prayed God to reveal the type of wife you should marry? You meet a woman in the ballroom, dance hall, cinema theater, school and some other random place and you decide to marry. Pray to God to reveal your wife. When the messenger reached the house, the people wanted to entertain him, but he told them he was not prepared to eat yet, until he had told them the message he was sent there by the master to deliver. After discussing, they ordered the girl Rebekah to be brought, and immediately she was told what information the messenger had brought, and she accepted to marry Isaac. The parents did not say this or that amount should be paid. The errand boy opened the bag and brought out so many things, gold, silver, clothes. Abraham was a very rich man, and so he sent along many things. Right now, you are preparing engagement rings and giving them to one girl or the other. Have you imitated the ways of Abraham? That thankful heart, have you got a thankful heart? Have you passed it on to your father-in-law? Land should not be sold. In the same token, when Sarah died, Abraham went to her people to sell to him a piece of land, so he can use it in burying his wife. The people said he was a priest and a very important personality, and he does not have to pay anything for the land. Since the land belonged to them, he could use any part he wanted. He pleaded with them that the land be sold to him. But somebody said the land he wants to use would cost so much, but they did not intend to sell it to him. Since Abraham was a big man, he could have the land for free. And so Abraham brought out the so much and gave to them to show appreciation of what they had done for him. He received land free, and he had to give them presents free. One good turn deserves another. The law is, you not eat any man's food for naught, and a lazy person should not be fed. All these things hang on, love ye one another. If you form the habit of going to somebody's house to eat every day, without making any attempt on your part to return the favor, when the food is exhausted, what do you think will happen to the two of you? The two of you will be stranded, for there will be no more food left for you to eat. That is the debt you owe everybody. When somebody does any good thing to you, you have to reward him. And that is one thing we do in brotherhood. There is no big or small, but we try as much as possible to keep this equality to all human beings, because we have been given these things free of charge. We are supposed to live as equals with every person. Every person is equal. You always look at your children without regarding them as anything. You regard animals in the bush better than them. I want somebody to give me a reason why you do not have any regard for your children. Do you not see them with 2 eyes and 2 legs, and a human head, as you have? Do you know where that child comes from? Your father is his own father and you are all equal. Does it mean, when he is a child, he is not a human being? Do you know what he has come into this world to do? Do you know whether the child is not greater than you? Do you know whether his knot is not even bigger than yours? The child has a specific assignment to do for the father, just as you also have. What he is sent to do, you cannot do, and what you are sent to do, he cannot do. Therefore what you have to do is to join hands together and cooperate. Try to rebuild and accomplish all you have lost. You must not regard him as a small child, even if he is 1 month old. Even the child in the womb knows what you do not know, because God who dwells in you also dwells in him. Do you love or regard your child as yourself? For these things I came to the world, so there will be no difference between A and B or O and M, to remove the barrier between all sets of men. If one is missing, you cannot get a complete set. You should not joke with whatever is called man. You are a man, that child is a man, and the other person is also a man. We should always cooperate together. We should not have any disregard for any other human being. You should not cause discrimination or division among yourselves, because, if you do, you cannot stand firm. If you continue to quarrel, fight and hurt yourselves, you cannot stand. Because you regard the small child as a small person, you go and buy a bowl of meat and eat it all without giving any to him. When he goes out, he tells people, his father is a bad man, he has eaten a bowl full of meat without giving him any. He will decide, when he grows up, he would buy his own meat and would not give it to his father. Do you know the reason why at any time you send your child to go and buy something for 1 naira, he uses 50 kobo to buy for his meat, and he will come back to tell you, your article costs 1 naira. Your child is more powerful than you are. It is said, a new broom sweeps well. If you have a big tree to cut down and you try to use an old blunt axe, you cannot do the job efficiently. You may even spend up to 2, 3 or 4 days on the task. Why not use a new axe that is sharp and can do the cutting quite easily? Your child is the new, sharp axe, which can cut down the tree. Why do you begin to punish yourselves and cause divisions between yourselves? Try to tell the children, you are all equals. Matthew chapter 18 verses 9 to 14. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye? If a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doth he not leave the 99, and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep, than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven, that one of these little ones should perish. Matthew chapter 18 verses 9 to 14. Brethren, have you heard that? What about you? If you hear something is happening to your so-called enemy, somebody you have declared as your enemy, you will say, I had told him, his sins will find him out one day, and such thing happened, as a result of his sin. You will eat and drink and thank the God of Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. Does it mean the God of Brotherhood is a killer? If you see somebody in the law court, saying, you want to teach him a lesson, because he stole your belongings, is God pleased with this action? All the things you are doing are not pleasing to God. Whoever is called a human being is your brother, and so you have to regard him as your brother, your own self, and you all are the children of the same Father. What do you lose in regarding everybody as yourself? What is your profit, if you sow the seeds of division between you and your brother, sister or your children? Because it is quite clear to us, any kingdom that is divided against itself shall fall. And so brethren, what I have come to do is to unite the whole world into one entity. You are taught love, truth, humility, patience, meekness, and all the other virtues of God, so you know how to live in peace with one another. If you have patience, you can afford to stay with thieves, fornicators, and all sorts of evildoers without trouble, and without the urge to take anybody to the police. You will use your sympathy to coexist with them. If you are merciful, you will not plan evil against any person. You will be able to stay in peace with everybody, because it is this mercy that will guide you through. Do you know, beatifics have their own culture? The quads and beatifics also have their own culture. The culture of beatific is different from that of the quads, and that of the quads who have their own separate culture, the sum total of their behavior. If you go also to the Urim, the whole culture there is different from what you saw at Orim. The Ibadius and the Unengs do not